Hello everyone, I have some satellite imagery here confirming some of the destruction of Iran's navy, and there's some good stuff in here. We're going to start with a big cheese, Bandar Abbas Naval Base, which is the main base for the Iranian navy. On screen now is a before image of a section of the base, not the whole base, but it does give some idea as to what ships were here. You can see it's quite full. This was taken on the 25th, a couple of days before the strikes on it. So, here in blue, we have a pair of Alvand-class frigates, in green, a pair of modern Moudge-class frigates, in red, a Kilo-class submarine, and in yellow, Gadir-class midget submarines. Quite a few of those here, so there are some nice juicy targets in this section of the base. Not highlighted but also present, you can see a large number of smaller patrol boats and the like scattered around. Some of them will likely be utility boats and that sort of thing as well. And this here is what America did to this base. So, lots of strikes hit this naval base here with lots of big clouds of smoke rising from the area, including the area we just looked at. At the moment, the smoke is so thick that it is hard to identify the ships here fully, but this one here stands out like a sore thumb. At first I thought this was just a tanker, but it isn't. This is the Makran, which is a former tanker converted by Iran into what's described as a forward base ship with a purpose to support Iranian naval vessels in remote waters. It's the Iranian Navy's largest warship. Its purpose is to support Iranian naval vessels in remote waters. It can, or rather could, I'm not sure why I'm using present tense here, it could sail for almost 3 years without docking, and potentially it could act as a mothership for special operations such as launching speedboats or diving teams. Its helicopter deck could support up to 7 helicopters, vertical takeoff drones, and it's also been suggested that fixed or mobile missile launchers could be operated from it. So, this is an important vessel and a good target. It hasn't sunk, but it is smoking a lot after taking at least one, possibly more, direct hits. Let's take a stab at what else might have been hit here. It is hard to tell for certain because of the smoke, but as we have the before satellite image, we can compare them side to side here, zoomed in to the topmost pier, the circles roughly correlating with the smoke. So in red, there's what looks to be some smoke emanating from the area of these small fast patrol boats here. I can't be certain however, but it seems like something may have hit that area. In yellow, a lot of smoke looks to be coming from the two Alvand-class frigates. I'm confident that these were hit and took a pounding here. In blue, a lot more smoke rising from the area of where a Moudge-class frigate was, as well as some smaller vessels, and one ship. Looks like it might be a type of landing or assault boat which is in dry dock at the time. So that area also looks to have been hit. I think those Moudges are gone. In white, looks like a clear strike on the other Moudge-class frigate here, and very possibly the small ships next to it. The cluster of utility and patrol boats to the right appear to have survived at the time this image had been taken. The first submarine paddock, and they also look to have survived as seen here. Both the midget submarines in red and the Kilo circled in yellow have survived, at least up until the image being taken. I am surprised though, I thought these would be a priority target for America here. And here, the patrol boats in yellow look unscathed, but I can't tell the Gadir class mini subs. Hard to tell if they're afloat or have sunken below the waterline onto shallow water or not here. No real smoke rising from the area, but if it sunk, then the fires would have been put out and stuff. I'll have a look at the ships hit here, then we'll check our next bases. So we'll start with the Gadir class submarine. These are small, just 125 tons submerged, and are armed with a pair of torpedo tubes. It isn't known how many Iran had, and we also can't confirm any destruction here, but it's a possible. What definitely does look hit are a pair of Alden frigates, shown here, which date from the 70s. Iran had 3 of these, they now have just one, but I predict our other one may have gone for a Burton as well, so these may be now extinct. The Moudge-class is this, more modern than the Alvand-class. These entered service from 2018 and are light frigates of 1,500 tons. Now these are an interesting class of ship because I think they might be cursed. 6 of these were built, with another one under construction. One of them was converted into an intelligence ship after sustaining damage during construction. One, the Sahand, sunk on 9th of July 2024 and then sunk again on 29th of November 2025. If this was sunk here as well, then it's got its hat trick. Has a warship been sunk 3 times before? This may take the record. Another one of these was also sunk, the Alvand in the Caspian Sea. So, not a very lucky class of ships. So at the time of the strikes, Iran had 4 in service, and it looks like at least 2 have been hit here as well. So the curse continues. And here, the one we looked at earlier, the Makran, which has a displacement of 121,000 tons, making it the biggest warship that Iran has. There are, or were, 2 Makran-class ships. The other is a smaller converted tanker at 45,000 tons just over. And Bandar Abbas base is here shown on Google Maps. Now, let's check our next naval base out. We're moving on to Konarak Naval Base. We saw this yesterday with one ship confirmed sunk. Initially misidentified as being an Alvand, but it isn't. But I'll get to this very soon and see what this is. 2 images for you. This show started from left, a naval ship sunk, and then a pair of other vessels sunk, and damaged patrol boats, a floating dock damaged, and then lots of damage to the base's infrastructure and buildings here. Not sure what these buildings were for. Guessing officers' headquarters, storage facility, ammunition storage, repair depots, maintenance sheds, that sort of thing. Just general utility buildings to support the base. This was certainly hit hard. Here's the area zoomed in. So on the left, we have the Jamaran, which, when we saw it last yesterday, was on fire. Now it isn't on fire, but it's partially underwater, so almost promotion to submarine. Further right, 2 more ships. One is lying on its side, and you know your navy is having a bad day if one of them can be seen on satellite on its side like this. These are the Bayandor and the Nagde. Again, later I'm going to have a look at what these ships actually are. An unknown vessel spotted to be fully submerged, so a new submarine, suggested by the uploader to be a Alvand-class ship, and then 2 more underwater. Now, I'm not entirely sure how the uploader has come to the conclusion that a pair of Alvand-class vessels were here. I can't see a thing. Perhaps some vague shadows under the water, but nothing certain. I assume he must have a prior satellite image from before showing that they were here. But here, 4 ships destroyed plus 2 more claimed sunk, but I can't confirm personally. Now going right, the small patrol boats. 2 of them look to be below the waterline. I'm not sure what these are, if patrol boat is accurate or not. They look like they may be tugs or utility boats for operating at the base. But at least 2 of those are sunk. The Jamaran is a Moudge-class ship which we looked at before, so it's looking like 3 of these were destroyed by America. So, again, cursed. The Bayandor and the Nagde are these 1960s corvettes. Iran had just 2, now they have 0. And the Alvand-class is this, a utility vessel of 1,300 tons. 7 were built. These serve as water carriers, 2 ammunition ships, 3 cargo ships, and 1 support ship. So they all serve different roles. This one is now a submarine ship. And the Alvand-class is this. 12 of these are in service, and these are tender ships used for support of a fleet. So, transferring cargo and passengers and crew and stuff from the shore to the vessels. Basically workhorses. One of them is undergoing repairs and might actually be the ship that we saw in dry dock from the past satellite imagery. And this space is here, zoomed out. Now finally, this attack occurred today, so no satellite imagery, but a photo showing large and multiple fires at the Iranian naval base at Jask, with multiple vessels reported hit here, and the fire is shown on NASA firm's data. Iranian media has reported civilian boats are damaged and destroyed here, but that's because Iran puts its naval boats alongside them, as seen here. So the naval patrol boats are intermingled with the civilian ones. This naval base is primarily a fast patrol boat base, but Google Maps has also shown some larger vessels here as well, and here it is zoomed out. So that's it for this video. Hope you found it interesting. If so, please click like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching and take care everybody.
Hello everyone, greetings from the Ukrainian Volunteer Center. We are now opening a fundraiser for a unit in the Donetsk region. The request is simple, but it is vital. We need 2 EcoFlow, power, communication, charged drones and equipment. 100 CAT tourniquets to save lives in case of injuries. Raise found abroad because support know no borders. We publish report, we transfer funds directly. If you can help, now is the time. The goal is $4,000. Thank you to everyone who support us. With love from Ukraine.